5 legs apiece, Manley and Lewis, for a place in the final. A change in the commentary box, Alan Warner Little and John Rowling.
All to play for, 5 legs apiece. And it's baffling almost how A.D. Lewis could produce such sublime form against Raymond van Barneveld earlier on, when he had that succession of huge checkouts. He's come back there with a big 140, but he's not been able to attain those heights so far, Alan.
Well, I mentioned this early on to Matt. Sometimes when you're playing a different player, similar to football, every game is different. Taylor may be an exception to the rule. When you're playing somebody who's been one of your old adversaries.
And it's been a long old day, hasn't it? You know, I mean, they've played some legs here now.
Well, I mentioned before, it's a long tournament this weekend, but to play the quarter-finals, the semi-finals and the final on the same day, you've got to be mentally prepared.
Well, I know beforehand, before this semi-final got underway, Phil Taylor was watching A.D. Lewis, who he was his mentor for some time, wasn't he? Watching him warming up, and he was just saying, "Come on, concentrate, concentrate."
Yeah, you can lose your concentration when you get tired. I'm not saying these players can do the 100 metres in 10 seconds or less, but you have to have some fitness.
Mental fitness as much as anything. 16 for double top. He's got the 16. Manley can go ahead.
Well, chance for Lewis. Well, 18 for double top for a 118 finish. Well,
Close. Peter Manley now. Double 10 required with the darts. Always you get the impression it's important to do that as you come back after these breaks, to get back into the game straight away, and that's what Peter Manley's been able to do, and now has the edge through having the darts.
Well, he's done it throughout the tournament. You mentioned big average from Adrian Lewis against Raymond van Barneveld. Manley currently 90.88. Adrian Lewis 88.88. Peter's one of the wily old coyotes, as they say, just grinds out wins. And Adrian Lewis finding some form, but only in small patches.
Peter was telling me his schedule coming up. He doesn't have tuck in some exhibitions, doesn't he?
Yeah, one of the busiest players on the circuit. Very popular. His walk-on music and his ladies' shirt.
46.
You just say what I thought you said.
Yeah, ladies' shirt. He said he doesn't iron it, he puts it on and rolls around the bed.
What's a very, very appealing thought. Not be a single, would it?
Now, to be fair, Chris is trying to work on his fitness because he's got such a busy schedule, as you said. Not just the playing, but all the travelling.
Actually, in all seriousness, he's one hell of a competitor and has been for a long time, to give the guy the respect he deserves. He's been in the top 16 for 15 years or so, and still is a very, very difficult man to beat, as A.D. Lewis is finding.
Well, that's why he's been in positions. He's been in 3 World Finals, a World Match Play Final, won the Las Vegas Desert Classic.
Yeah, he's won, is it something like 17 titles altogether? He's been a big performer over the years.
Dogged, never gives in. Lewis moving in on 87. I think that's treble 2, so 81, so he'll stay down for the 19. Move over to the 10s. Is it the treble 10 to leave double 16 if he returns? If he returns, and Manley on 140.
Well, let's see. 2 treble 20s. He's got the first one. Oh, he went for 2 double tops.
61.
And in the end, the gamble didn't pay off, and now Lewis a great opportunity to pull level, and does.
Well, one of the reasons Peter went for the double top, it's a bigger target. If you get the first one in, you're following it. But what it also does is, your opponent has a look at it, and it gets under the teeth.
81.
6 all. Remember, first to 11 claims a place in the final, where Phil Taylor awaits, probably warming up right now in the Players' Practice Lounge.
He will be. There's a screen in there, so Phil's one of those players that does keep his eye on the TV. He'll sit down, have a practice sit down, just take his time.
140.
I wonder who Taylor would rather face here.
I'm sure he would rather face Manley, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
76.
Had a lot of history with Adrian Lewis, practiced together for a long time, and any player will tell you when you practice with somebody and then play them on TV, a little bit different sometimes.
No shot out for Manley. Lewis with a 161 possible, but he's putting on a bit of pressure here.
138.
138.
161's the highest finish. Can't equal it now. So Manley, a chance on 110.
Wayne Jones has that highest checkout, that 161. 18 leaves him double 16. Double top he's on.
90.
So Lewis down on 16s. Is it the treble? So it's double top, 2 darts in his hand, and he only needs 1 to go 7-6 ahead.
Against the darts, advantage. The young lad from Stoke, Adrian Lewis, 23 years old, takes the lead.
Well, we've had a succession of legs against the throw. I'm not sure how many, but at least
60.
5 or 6 out of the last 8.
The averages maybe reflect the fact that this match has been just a little bit scrappy, bit in and out, both of them averaging shy of 90. There's Phil Taylor just warming up in the players' lounge.
100.
Well, just under 90, which isn't too bad normally. Forget about all these 100 averages all the time.
83.
Round around 90, still
There
steady.
he is, Phil Taylor getting ready for the big final coming up. Don't miss it.
Well, looked at the screen there, looked like 3 Taylors, so somebody's in trouble in the final.
I think that's the monitor behind, rather than a dodgy camera. There he is. He can hear us. Hi, Phil.
140.
Well, Lewis, a good chance here, especially with darts like these. Might go for the bull with the last dart. I'll come down for the 19s. So 1-2-2 when he returns. Manley on 2-3-7. A little bit of work to do. Another couple of those. Another one. Oh, he's coming down for the 19s. Cover shot.
Lewis with a 122 checkout opportunity here. He was going for the 18s and he's missed it, and he's pig sick about that. Treble 1 he got.
Well, he hit the 1-2-2 against Barneveld, but not this time.
70.
And he's left a set-up, so Manley needs to hit a treble. Otherwise, he will not be throwing at the double. Treble 20, double 19. If it's a single, he'll probably go for treble 18, double 12. Straight for double 19. 2 darts in his hand, but he only needs 1.
Manley back on level terms. Nip and tuck all the way this one. 7 apiece. And it's anybody's bet who's going to be the one to edge over the finishing line.
And yet another leg against the throw, John. Somebody just needs to take a step forward here and win the throw. And put the pressure on the other player. Can